Hello everybody, it is Mega Minecraft here, and today you cannot see my skin, but we're going to be doing a tips and tricks on how to start out in flans and actually get really good really fast. Now, during these methods there will be some tips and tricks, but for now, let us get on with the recording. So, first off, what you're going to want to do is, of course, you're going to want to click on the RTP sign at the spawn of flans. And next off, you're going to want to try and find a place to make your base. Now, a few things about the base after you collect your faction name and all that. I would not recommend claiming the base, because claiming the base, there are people that will just fly over the F map all day, and they don't care. They will find your base, and when they find that claimed land, they know exactly where to spot you. So, making it unclaimed, probably the better option. Now, the reason I have all this stuff out is just because of I'll be swapping in between creative and non-creative at times, but the few key things that you're going to be wanting to see if you do come across sugarcane, make sure that you are harvesting that sugarcane. And if you ever do come across cactus, make sure that you're also harvesting that cactus. However, you can get the cactus from Kit Farm. Pretty sure, I don't know if you guys have it, but it's Kit Farm. Kit Farm is a pretty good thing to have. So yeah, so let me just check to make sure that my audio is like the same or louder. Okay, hey, there. So hopefully that's better. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so essentially what you guys want to start to do is just find a spot that you want to go in, and to speed this thing up, I'm just gonna game mode 1 it up. But if you guys did notice in my game mode 0, I just have extra hearts, and I'm just doing that just because I want to. But anyways, basically what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to start. Oh wait, okay. So when you dig down this far, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take. Okay, so doing this in the desert's like literally the hardest method for doing this in. But if I were to take, let's just find a spot right around here where it will actually work. So let's see. Let's do this. Okay, how about this? So let's just say that we dig down like this, right? And then you just place salt wherever the heck block you just dug up, and you're just gonna put that right there. And then as you go down, you're just gonna take the block that you're mining down with and just replace it back up. That way people cannot follow you down wherever you went. And yeah, also if you ever gotta even show footage of your base at all, just seriously keep the minimap off, and just recognize that any block that you show can be set into a Digiminor to scan for. So just keep that in mind whenever you're showing off a base, guys. That's why I haven't actually showed off my base a whole lot. But yeah, so we're gonna start this. We're gonna check our y-axis. We're about 9. We want to stay at about 10. And then what you're going to want to do from there, guys, sorry for the light level, let me pop down a piece of glowstone just for that extra light source. There we go. So you're going to want to make it about 4 high, and just for the consumption of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a bit high, but then I'm going to place down, I'm going to grab a hammer just to make things steady, like time-wise. So let's go like this. So yeah, with the hammer it just sort of helps things go by quicker. It's not really overall just gotta help you out. So I mean, I'm not trying to say if you don't have a hammer then you can't do this. You can. So then what we're probably gonna want to do is, okay, remember guys, once again, I'm purely doing this for the consumption of time. So we're gonna wanna, let me just 10 to 20. Also, I don't know if you guys will ever know this, but this actually could work on flans if you guys did try this method out that I'm using right now. If you go new method or dictionary save, and then I were to think I can control copy. Is that right? Hopefully that works. Okay, good. Okay, so and then guys, of course, if you didn't know, they did nerf the digital miners, so they're not that good. But if you max it out with the upgrades, you should actually be still pretty good to go. So if we were to grab this guy and this guy, let's implement in the speed and energy upgrades. And I'm just going to grab a cell. It could be of any type for you guys. Now, this isn't necessarily what you guys are going to be doing the second that you get into the base. However, this will be something that I could like recommend that you guys actually do, like once you do have the time, like not using these cells exactly, but I mean like using this in the method that I'm about to use it in. That's what I mean. So if we put the energy upgrades in here, so now the speed is times 10 and this energy will be times 10. So that'll be pretty nice and dandy, and then we can quickly control copy this and paste it and paste it. So now if we start, oh, that's weird. Okay, so this update that he made was apparently server wide. Huh. Okay, so let's okay. Let's just configure this thing so that it says 15, and then let's configure this guy. Okay, wait, actually now that we've configured that correctly, let's just okay guys, so if you guys can't hear it by now, it's just doing a thing right now. So for the consumption of time, to make this episode thing shorter, we're just gonna plop down a hammer here so that I have some space to show you guys some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, it's gotta focus on doing that. Okay, so let's just boop. Okay, so first thing you guys are going to want to probably do is do what I've already just basically done, and that would be finding diamonds. Of course, you can grab something like an iron pickaxe that you found or something, and I actually do not know if they give you enough diamonds to make a diamond pickaxe in kit tools, but essentially what you guys are going to want to do is just quickly go ahead and mine some diamonds, and you're going to want to make a diamond pickaxe for one, but then you're going to want to use all your extra spare diamonds to make a I need to think. Use all your extra spare diamonds. Okay, this is taking too much time. Use all your extra spare diamonds for the things that I'm about to tell you guys to do in the future. So let's just grab a hammer really quickly. Just hammer time this place out. And boop boop boop. Boop boop boop. Boop boop. Boop 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 boop. And like this. Bambity wham wham. Okay, so let's see here. If I place this here. Okay, so this should be about your guys' average base. You guys can put a few torches in it or whatnot if you guys want to. I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys how to make your base. This is all your choice. But essentially, you guys are going to then follow up by making, okay, so at the surface, you guys should have gotten about 2 water buckets. And then what you guys are going to want to do is grab these water buckets right here and probably go somewhere. I would probably recommend the corner. And you're going to want to try and make an infinite water source. Now, instead of making an infinite water source, what you guys could do then from there, and I recommend this part, is make a 5x5 hole like this. And then just make it 3 deep. So you're going to want to just make this thing 3 deep right here. Anyways, if you guys are wondering what the heck the Digiminors did, before they actually did get the nerf, if you put 4 of them together at maxed out upgrades, they would literally like mine through like a laser would if you were to amplify it. Like, it would just go through blocks. It would just go ham on them. But, yeah, so you guys want... Okay, a trick to fill up the water here. Let me get the glowstone for you guys. Sorry, I keep on forgetting. Okay, so let's put the glowstone there. Oh. And... let's just put some glowstone down around here so that you guys can see everything that's going on. Okay, so essentially we're going to put these buckets of water right here. fill up that. But if you get the corners like this, guys, it actually will automatically fill in for you. Just so you guys know, in case you didn't know. Yeah, it just automatically fills in for you. It's actually pretty cool. And then when you go, blah, I cannot speak. But what you guys are probably going to want to do to start out with is immediately try to make this thing called an infusing factory. Now, I mean, it's originally called a metallurgic infuser. If you guys see the crafting recipe, not that hard. It really isn't. So you guys want to try and get this this basic like little infusing factory. But before you do that, you're gonna want to make like you're gonna want to smelt down some graphite with a redstone furnace to make a basic reactor. And if you guys want to get a general good decent reactor output, I recommend that you guys try a certain thing that I'm about to try, which is to get a reactor that's about, I'm gonna say, this much. And if you just guys, actually, what I did originally was I just went like this, and I just took a 4x4 space, so like this. And also, making the reactor casings, guys, it's not that I mean, it is pretty easy if you guys search it up. It just mainly, every single component requires just redstone, yellorium, graphite, and you get graphite by smelting coal. So this is actually quite easy to make once you guys actually think about it. Let's put the power output right here, the monitor thing right here. Let's put the glass here. And just like, I mean, because we probably won't even need that much energy in the tutorial, you can make the reactor higher, but I'm not going to, simply because of the sake of this tutorial. So what you're then going to probably want to do is put some reactor power taps here, put these fuel rods in right here, and then you're going to want to get a bucket of water and just put it right here. And then you just cap it off right there. And then by then, you don't need the reactor glass, by the way, guys. The reactor glass is 100% optional. But then once that happens, you can just grab your yellorium. You can then put, oh, that was a wrong block. You can then put your yellorium in there. And then what that should do is that should start to fill in the rods. And then whenever you turn the power on, you will start getting power. And right now this thing says that it is generating approximately 2.5 thousand RF. If you build it higher, you can get it up to like about 10,000. If you make it like 10 high, I don't know. I think it's like 1,000 per height. But what you guys are then going to want to do is make these things called basic cables. Now, if I search up cable, and then we find these, all you need is 2 steel. And you're probably wondering, well, Blue, how do you make steel? Okay, so you guys are going to probably get leadstone flux ducts inside of your kit. And what you guys are probably going to do out of that is make a thing called a induction smelter. And let's just pretend that these are leadstone flux ducts right now. But you're basically just going to want to fill that guy up right here. You're going to want to get some decently awesome coal. Or actually, no, it's going to be pulverized coal that you can get from the pulverizer. As you guys know, pulverizer is pretty easy to make. It just is that pretty simple recipe. Okay. So then what you guys are going to want to do from there is you're going to want to get some pulverized coal. I'm weird. So coal like this. I'm going to want to put iron and coal in there, and then that should immediately start to form these steel ingots for you guys, and that should hopefully make you these. Now what you guys are then going to want to do from there is something pretty cool. I personally like it, so we're just going to go like this. Now if you guys ever get, okay, so once you guys get the metallurgic infuser, right, the metallurgic infuser right here, it does the same exact thing as this infusing factory, except all you need to put in is 2 basic control circuits to make the basic one. And all the basic infusing factory does is actually quite different, is it will just give you 3 slots for options instead of 1. And what you're going to want to do is power this thing with iron, and power this thing with redstone, and then the redstone is like what feeds it off energy. And basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get some osmium. Okay, let's do that. please hand me that. Thank you, game. Okay, so what you guys are probably gonna do is just if you get your redstone, you put it in here, you hit silk on, and then you just go into here, you turn off all this. Okay, so if you put your 32 in there, it should start silk touching everything and smelting it down, and then what that will do is it will then turn this stuff into things called alloys. Now, if we take these stuff out right here, let's take out all you. And then we put the osmium in there. What the osmium will do is we'll then go down and it will make these basic control circuits, which then these basic control circuits are then what you can use to make this thing a basic factory. Now, another thing that you can do with these, and I have no idea where the heck the instruction, there it is. So if you combine these things with the alloys that we just made, you can make advanced things where you can then turn your machines advanced, where they'll have 5 slots in them. Yeah, 5 slots. So that's pretty cool. And so that's basically what you're gonna get out of these guys. So let's just toss this aside for right now. Now, from kit 3, you can get this thing that I'm about to show you guys. But there's just other ways that it's more simpler. But from kit 3, you can get an electric pump, and you can also get an electrogenic separator. Now, what that will do is the pump will start to pump up water, so that will then start to fill up this, and it will also start to make hydrogen and oxygen. Now, once that happens, let me just show you guys. This thing is literally not hard to make. So the separator literally is just this, and then these core, but the core isn't that hard because it's 1 gold, 2 osmium, 1 iron with 5 of these alloys. So you can get from that infuser. Once again, if you want to make the infusers faster, just apply speed and energy upgrades. So, and then once you do that, if you guys actually search up the pump is like extremely easy. Like, look at this, it's so easy. It only just costs 4 steel, which, as you guys notice, we already got 16 from just putting like literally a 16th of the stack in there. But then once you get the pump, if you make this jetpack, now I know jetpacks make you fly, but look, they're literally not hard to make. You just need 2 tin, 2 steel, 3 tin, 1 basic gas tank, and 1 control circuit, and that's all you need to make a basic gas tank. So once you make the jetpack, you're gonna then put it in the hydrogen side, and then right here where it says ideal on the oxygen side, you're gonna hit that to dumping access. And what dumping access will do is it will actually give the hydrogen over faster. Now, if we do search up the speed upgrades. So if we do search up that, we can make it give it the hydrogen faster. So if you notice, it's doing that, but as I give it speed upgrades, you'll notice that the hydrogen is now filling up more and 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 more, and now it's just going to do that. There we go. So now if you guys will notice, that thing is now going up, it's spazzing out everywhere. It's pretty awesome. So now your jetpack is going to fill up, and then once you do have your jetpack at 100% or just at full at any way, you can then put that on you, and then you can just go in, look, I'll just show you guys. So then in survival, you can fly up with this, and then you just hit 8 to swap between hover mode, disabled, or regular. Now, what you guys are gonna do then after that is there is a thing called a Digiminor where you can then like scan ores and stuff, but ever since the nerf, it's actually become like pretty boring, and like there are certain places that you can use that in and it will actually work. But yeah, so you guys know how you guys made those alloys, and I showed you guys how. So here's the cool part. If you guys do right click with these, you guys can then see the stats on this thing. It says capable of transporting 3.2 kilojoules. So if we right click this, we can then turn it into advanced universal cables, which then transfer 12.8, which is actually pretty good. All by just simply right clicking on it with the alloy, you can then make that happen. Now, you guys know, of course, that there was like that other stuff that I showed you how you can like turn it into basic. If you guys are ever looking at what an elite thing looks like, this is a basic and this is an elite. So the elites, like, they give you more slots and stuff to work with, and it's pretty cool. But if you guys ever want to start off a 3 times ore processing, what you guys can do is you guys can put it down in this order. A smelting factory, where you have the output anywhere but the input just connecting up to the next item. And then you need a enriching factory, or just an enrichment chamber. So let's put the output and the input like that. And then you'll need a crushing factory, which once again, output, input, like that, and then a purifying factory. And in order to make purifying factory work, you're going to need to have oxygen pumped into it, and to simply do that, you can just take the oxygen out of the electrogenic separator that you're pumping your hydrogen into, and that will work out too. So yeah, actually let's just pump that in for the moment. And if you guys ever want to or have the time to, you can make a charge pad. Charge pads are what can charge up your atomic disassembler if you have one. And the reason, and if you guys were ever wondering probably like how the heck do I make a charger blue, like what is this, what is life, yeah, charger, I have to admit it's definitely a little bit expensive, but you know, you guys can always just make a if I go in here, you guys can always just make this thing called a charge pad. But in my opinion, charge pads, they're like extremely annoying. Like they might do a lot and they might be pretty good, but they're really, that sound is just like it's triggered. Okay, so now guys, there is a thing that is literally more overpowered than a digital miner, and in my opinion it is, but I don't know. So yeah, if you guys are ever wondering, basically with that thing that we just set up, by the way, it will triple your ore process. And of course, at the beginning, before you guys get an ME, don't use these chests, even if they're a large chest. Just use a singular gold chest that literally gives you more space in one chest. So if you just set up these, that's pretty good for your storage. Now, if you guys are wondering how the heck do you get stuff like obsidian pickaxes, to be honest, you don't really need one as long as you have an atomic disassembler. To make that, you need the atomic alloy and the reinforced obsidian. Atomic alloys, you put the infusing factory. You need a reinforced alloy with just compressed obsidian. You get compressed obsidian from enriching this, and you get this from putting obsidian and diamonds. So I mean, technically you just need diamonds for that, and that's why I'm saying that, because if you put a diamond in an enrichment chamber, it gives you this, which you can then use to make this and the reinforced ingot through the osmium compressor using a reinforced obsidian dust, which once again requires diamond and obsidian, and you get the obsidian from pulverizing the obsidian. Now, with that being said, there is actually something quite cool that you guys are probably going to need to see. Now, what this is it's called a fisher. It's pretty cool. So if you guys can see, the bigger the pond, the lesser the work bar is. So if I were to, let's just say that this thing has a, let's just say that this thing has, right now, it has 900 work. And to be honest, that's actually quite great. So then what we're going to want to do is, let's just, okay, now for starters, you guys can do your own fishing rod, just a normal fishing rod. But I'm just going to do this right now because of time. If I put in something with lure 3, you guys can notice right now it is 900, but now it only has 600. So this thing will now work, and then once that bar fills up, it'll actually automatically put something in on the top. Now the reason that that's actually quite nice, I mean noise or whatever, but the reason that it's actually pretty good is because once this bar fills up and it fishes up, not only can you get fish, but you can also get tripwires, strings, you can get sticks, you can get leather, you can get enchanted vanilla bows with like power 5, flame 1, infinity, all that jazz. You can get, and you can also get enchanted books. Like in my first base that I had on the Flan server, I legitimately got a Silk Touch 1 book, and I also got a Prop 4 Unbreaking 3 book from a fisher. I mean, look, look, it's just in the amount of time I've talked, it's probably just about to go over its third fish. Yeah. Right now it's only doing raw fish, but wait, that might actually be because of like the type of fishing rod. I don't know. So if I were to put in something like, guys, what I recommend is either just a vanilla fishing rod, but what I did on my first time, I got a diamond fishing rod. I used, if you put Luck of the Sea on it though, you have the higher chance, of course, to get the like the additional stuff. But right now it looks like it's only going to give me raw fish because it's being a butt. But besides that, guys, this is literally what you would need to just suit your needs for then. And then the next thing that you can work toward is just getting more diamonds and obsidian and stuff. However, when you do find an obsidian pool with that bucket of water, here's the real question I have for you guys. Now, first off, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to like your spawn point or spawn, or just warp somewhere wild. Never make a portal inside your base. That is literally the #1 noob thing to do. But the thing is this. If I were to go through here, and I were to do something better than digital mining, and what I mean by better than digital mining is that there are ores in here when you press it down in here, back at your base, you're gonna get like really good outcomes. Like you can literally okay, so if your ore processing is a 3 times, it can become a 6 times because everything in the nether will double. However, guys, that is all that I have time today for your guys' tips and tricks. Hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.